Hello. My name is Callista, and welcome back to Roottreemania. In the last episode, we were looking at Guy's various conquests across the world. We got some more lock-ins, and I'm pretty sure we know who this is. So that is Minlang, Min, and Lang. And would that be university student? I think that would be university, yeah. So student, college, there we go. Okay. Now I think where does that leave us? Where does that leaves us with oh my god, notes, bring up the notes, there we go. Okay, yeah, so we've got that. I believe, yeah, it's all the stuff on the Roottreemania Brazil page. Although we were going down. We were going down this line. Let me just finish this off and start my timer. There we go. Yeah, okay. Then Sherry. Oh, yes, I remember. Did I ever look up Cricket York? Yeah, I must have done, because I remember that. Okay. And it seems likely that these two will have their bio-father's surname, because York is their half-sibling. And Mary Beth. Yeah, I've gone into all of that. I don't know what to make of this. Tostarito Jacobson. That's a thought. Can we... I don't know if I ever looked up Fuego's Fiesta. Okay, no, so this is just taking me back to that. Okay. I just wrote Christine Farrow there. Excellent. Good job, pass me. Okay. So yeah, Roottreemania Brazil. Yeah, wait for it to load. There we go. Yeah, this is the only place where caviar was actually enjoyed. Okay. Let's start. Okay, São Bernardo de Campo is a real place in Brazil. A game designer by the name of Jeremy Johnston looked up cities in Brazil that had a lot of manufacturing so he could place a fictional factory there. He did not want to offend any Brazilians with the tale he was writing that involved corruption and politics, so the small town he made up, Alva-Lagos, where the factory was located, was invented by mixing two other regions, Interlagos and Alvarenga. Okay, Jeremy. Yeah. Oh, this must have been... I've never seen this, but this must have been from the main game. This game is clearly heavily inspired by Obra Dinn and her story. I hope it stands on its own, and that it feels like more of an homage than a rip-off. Thank you to Lucas Pope and Sam Barlow. You both ran so that I could walk. It also inspired my participation in the world's largest trivia contest on 90 FM in Stephen Point, Wisconsin. Thanks to everyone who organises that competition year after year. Shout out to Portensi Frozen Pizza, which I've never tried but I've heard so much about. And lastly, it's inspired by a core memory I have of browsing Beanie Babies / Mortal Kombat fan sites somewhere around 1995 on my local library's dial-up connection. Thanks to the patient librarians in Bethel CT who took the time to explain the internet and help change my entire life. If you're seeing this message, please come to the game's Discord and simply type "I found the thing" in all capital letters in the hashtag I found the thing channel. The Discord can be found on the game's main menu. Thanks. Aw, that's sweet. That's lovely. Aw. Bless. Okay. Now then, Edson Suarez was a Brazilian politician. You find a dissertation published by a college student as part of their PhD in history. It focuses on the rise of democracy in Brazil. It seems up until 1988, Brazil was run by the military, and the politics during that time were often a hotbed for corruption and nepotism. The paper tells of a few politicians at the time, including Edson Suarez. Edson is a former mayor of Alvalagos, Brazil. Before politics, he was a manager at an automotive manufacturing plant for a major American car company. He was put in charge of Alvalagos by the military government in 1973. As mayor, he used his manufacturing background and knowledge of American business to establish new factories, distribution plants, and other business ventures in the area. This had two side effects. First, he became quite rich. Second, many locals were forcibly relocated. This did not make him a popular mayor. Sonia. That's another S name. In what the paper speculates was a move to counteract this unpopularity, his wife, Sonia, was discreetly put in charge of a television station called Telerede. I've probably butchered that, I'm so sorry. He often used this connection to ensure supporters would appear on local television, spouting his beliefs and emphasising his political victories. He remained in office until 1988, when he was defeated in the first election after the military government was no longer in control. After the election loss, he quickly left the town behind. It is not known where he has gone, but the dissertation even speculates he likely fled to stay alive. Okay, let's... Telerede is a former television station in Brazil. It came into being in 1970 after a vacuum was created due to the removal of a different network at the hands of Brazilian military dictatorship. Due to the lack of resources online, you don't have much to go on about who ran it and when. Okay. So, Sonia. Oh. There does not seem to be anyone relevant by the name of Sonia Suarez listed anywhere online you can find. However, Spider Search does return a page that lists a news anchor in Brazil named Flavio Suarez, who has a mother named Sonia. Okay. Oh ho ho. Flavio Suarez is a young Brazilian newscaster with a bit of a cult following. The discourse surrounding him is, to put it in polite terms, lewd. There's a website about something called fanfiction that has a small section dedicated to him. I'm sorry. People are writing fanfiction about a newscaster. Whatever. It seems that women, and some men of a wide variety of ages and writing skill, tend to find him worthy of inclusion in their stories. You skim through some of the tales there and learn that a common thread is that he's currently dating a supermodel named Ashley York. Many of the stories either seem to ignore her existence or get her out of the picture rather quickly. There are also other more traditional fan sites that list some things about him, including his age, 18. Flippin' heck. His zodiac sign, Libra, his favourite food, grilled steak, and his mother's name, Sonia. Also, it seems that Flavio translates to golden-haired. One website with a signed publicity photo of Flavio seems to confirm this. The photo has been added to your evidence. Okay, show me. To Natasha, kisses from Brazil, Flavio. Flavio Suarez is a Brazilian news anchor. This is a signed photo of him sent to a fan you found online. And we can have a picture. Okay, I'm thinking there was something about a Christmas party somewhere. I want to say, in Christmas, he went to Brazil. That's a... please give me the dates. No, I don't know when Libras are. I know Taurus is May, because I'm a Taurus. The majority of May is Taurus. The end of it is Gemini. When is Libra? Okay, Google. Google. Libra. September through October. That would be 9 months after Christmas. That would be 9 months after Christmas. Okay. Okay. So I think you are Ed something. Yeah, you were Edson Suarez. There we go. Suarez. You are Sonia something. We don't have your maiden name. Sonia, right there, something. And you were a news anchor. And I think that is you. And you are Flavio Suarez. Right there. And you are also a news anchor. I've gone past it. Right there, okay. Okay. And that brings us... Okay, theoretically, that is 3. If these are all correct, that is 3. I want your maiden name. Yeah, this... Yeah, if he's a Libra, he was born 9 months after Christmas. That would make sense. Okay, also, hello. Okay. Ashley York is a British supermodel who does ads for perfume, clothing and jewellery. She's been a subject of some controversy in the past few months, having been protested by PETA for wearing fur on the cover of some magazines. She's dating a young Brazilian news anchor named Flavio Suarez, which has brought them both somewhat into the limelight. Okay. Okay. I mean, if I were her, I'd change my name. If this has all gone arse over tit. And they got divorced. They got divorced. If I were her, I'd change my name. Newscaster, okay. Okay. Just checking. Just checking I had that right. Okay. What else do we have? What else do we have? Yeah, we have these. Okay. Incendio di Bordo translates to maple fire. In 1982, the factory was deliberately attacked in a case of clear arson. The fire was brought under control after destroying about 2/3 of the production floor, and locals claim that the air smelled like a mix of burning plastic and maple syrup. The factory was rebuilt and continues production to this day. At the time, it was unknown why this happened, but last year a news special did list this incident as well as a few others in the small town as backlash to perceived corruption in the government at the time. According to the report, the mayor of the city was found to be receiving a cut of the factory's profits. Yeah, that is true. We know that is true. And then we also have you. Okay, so this is... this is the exact same thing. Okay. No, nothing there. Where would we find... would we find your name? Where would we find your name? Because it's her maiden name we're looking for. Okay. Okay. Although that's one second. Take me to this is the green suit. The green suit. There was This was in 1978. When was Susan hired? Because she's the only one with a secondary picture. That'll be here. Susan hired. Take me there. Okay. I mean, I think it has to be. Because that is clearly... That's clearly not you. Different hair. You were in China. You were in Brazil. Yeah, I think that has to be you. Okay. Okay, that's one mystery solved. Excellent. It's just, where would we find your surname? I'm thinking, do we... What periodicals do we have? Let's put the county, Mideastern. We could, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look up both Edson and his kid. And I'm just gonna go down. Because I can, therefore I will. Okay, no, nothing. And then, history... Flavio. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Aha-ha! Oh, I'm sorry. I read on ahead. Okay, Ashley York, a British model, appeared on the cover of Teen Blast wearing a fur shawl 3 months ago. This appearance doesn't lead to any useful information, but another more recent appearance in text only mentions she's dating Flavio Suarez. In it, a Teen Blast reporter asks how they met. I was in Rio for Carnival, and he was on one of the parade floats. I had no idea who he was, but I liked what I saw and told my people to invite him to the party I was going to. I felt pretty stupid once I realised that we were going to his party. Well, his mother's party. She runs a media empire down there called Transmissão Paulo. Okay, give. Alves. Okay. Transmissão Paulo is a massive media group owned and run by a mysterious woman named Sonia Alves. It seems Sonia Alves is a common name in Brazil, so she has shortened her name to Nia to stand out in the public eye. According to a history page that's focused on her company and vague, unsearchable details, Nia received a significant inheritance in 1980 and invested it in many different manufacturing businesses in her hometown in Brazil. At the same time, she had just begun to learn the ins and outs of running a television network. She continued to work in television until 1988, when Brazil began its period of reform. She felt this was the perfect opportunity to launch her own media company using her investment and connections. Now her company owns television networks, magazines, newspapers, and advertising firms. After doing some translating, the page about Nia lists her as unmarried. It does not go into any other relationship history. Searching for Nia online, you learn that she stays out of the spotlight. She doesn't even appear at shareholder meeting. She sends a proxy. Okay. So you are Alves. And you are a media mogul? There we go. Excellent. So that was her. Okay. Ooh.
Hey there, it's us. So I just have to say, the work you're doing here is fantastic.
Have you two found an accord?
So fantastic, in fact.
There goes Clark. Always the bad cop. Go ahead.
Well, our law firm, Ruby Legal Enterprises, is having trouble keeping up. They're actually begging us to stop submitting new root trees. They said it's getting difficult to verify your progress.
Is that it? Is that it? Or are they just trying to pull something?
Well, consider that a good thing. I told Clark you'd get results.
She says that like I didn't believe her. Regardless, the bad news is it's going to take 5 potential tree additions before anyone locks in from now on. Good luck.
And keep up the good work.
You have not given me any new stuff. I am displeased. I am displeased. Okay. So it's going to take 5. I mean, how we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could have just looked up that. We have 10. We have 10. Okay. Home stretch. Home stretch. You. Okay. And it's the kids. And bloody Sherry's hair. I am miffed. I am deeply miffed. Okay. Okay. So this is... We're not going to find any of the kids in the company records. We're not going to find any of the kids in the company records. This... Okay, what have we got? What have we got? Okay. Right. Thinking back, I did... So, a few episodes ago I mentioned, like, hey, if you want to give me clues, please ask first. I did get a couple of people, not since then, earlier on in the Let's Play, I did have a couple of people who just gave me clues without me asking for them. I can't pretend like I didn't see them. I think now may be the time to act on them. One of them was on, Barb's flyer. Here's the thing, they said, like, oh, you searched for, what was it? You searched for the people, but not the places? Something like that? Let's... Okay. Greta Jones is, according to a flyer in your possession, the morning news anchor for a channel called WKTV12. Unfortunately, WKTV12 has no online web presence whatsoever. You do find it listed on a giant list of TV call signs next to the city Springfield under the heading Effingham County. You may need to do a deeper dive on a specific city and state to see if any locals have discussed the news in that area. I'm pretty sure I've figured out... I have in my head that I figured out it was in, Georgia, right? Yeah, and that's how I got Greta Flores. Yeah. So that's... yeah, that's that. Then... Vic Elmsworth. Okay, Vic Elmsworth, according to his own personal page, is apparently one of 3 brothers. All 3 of them are contributors to a newspaper called the Kickawaw Falls Gazette, and he tends to focus more on the southeastern United States. All of the articles he's written are archived on his site, including the long-form version of the review for Bob Williams' motivational show in 1997. According to Victor, he had seen Bob talk more than once. On this particular occasion, Barb's talk was at a very large church, and it was clear she was an expert at matching the presentation of her concepts for any particular crowd, because she received a standing ovation. Barb started with a story about loss, specifically the loss of a bicyclist who had been hit by a car. She spoke about the death of any person as a darkness in their loved ones, a cold, empty void that begins to creep into a space where there once was light. Because the light could never return exactly how it once was, she says the only option is to nurture new sources of light to help fight back the darkness. Her conclusion was that finding the hidden meanings in tragedy is the most important thing we can do. She used multiple biblical comparisons and finished by looping back around to her initial story and how she personally began to come around to this ideology. The biker who died was her son-in-law, and the Lanes Across America charity was created to fill the newfound darkness her daughter experienced. It, the charity, was the light that began to fill the void, and she was doing everything she could to help nurture it. Okay, Lanes Across America. Thank you. Okay, Lanes Across America, or LAA, is a charity focused on adding bike lanes to major cities. The pages and pages of news articles that mentions Lanes Across America have a similar summary in them. LAA, formerly LAM, was founded in 1987 after the death of Drew Smith. Drew was biking home from work when he was hit by a car. Each year since, Lanes Across America has grown, and they now have offices in over 12 major metropolitan areas, including Miami, where the charity began. The website for the charity has a picture of Drew. The photo has been added to your evidence. Okay, so, Drew. Oh. A partial wedding photo from the website of a charity called Lanes Across America. The rest of the wedding party is cropped out. The charity was founded after the death of Drew Smith, who is featured in the photo. He looks lovely. He looks lovely. But so this is Drew Smith. I would assume it's probably Andrew, because we don't have a straight up Drew. So Smith. And there is your picture, which means you are probably also a Smith. Because again, it goes off of your birth name. So even if they've changed their name to Jastrzemensky, we would still write in Smith. You... The reason why I haven't filled you in... Tony. But we don't have... I mean, Anthony would probably be a pretty good shout. Yeah, we don't have any Tony. I think Anthony is the most likely, because you would shorten that to Tony. You know, let me just double check. There aren't any other nicknames where I'm like, oh yeah, that's something shortenable to Tony. Courtney May is a really nice name. Sorry, got a bit distracted. Tony. Yeah, I think Anthony is the most likely of that. Okay. So that's probably Lanes Across Searching for Lanes Across Miami does narrow down the pages and pages of articles you found earlier to only those with a more in-depth history about the charity. You find some additional information. LAM was formed in 1987 and became LAA in 1994. It was founded by Sharon Smith after the death of her husband. Sharon and some other board members stepped down in 92 and the current leadership took over. One of the oldest articles has a full, uncropped version of the same wedding photo from the LAA website. It seems that after Sharon left LAM, they began to crop her and the rest of her wedding party out of the photo to focus solely on Drew, who is the face of the charity. The full photo has been added to your inventory. Let's see. Okay, hello. An uncropped wedding photo from an old article about Lanes Across Miami. I'm thinking, because so if this is Sherry, she's gonna have a really weird relationship with a man, because for a long time in her life that was her older sister. Oh, my timer is going off. Okie doke. How long has that been going on? How long have you been going off? Well, either way, I am gonna bring this to a close right here. In the next episode, we put what we found into the family tree. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. A special thanks to my channel members, such as SM2K, Christopher K. Davis, CGG, and Kevin Bicknell. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.